Hello and welcome back to Fee Gaming. We're once again playing Trails in the Sky, The Legend of Heroes. I know that's backwards. But we had just escorted Dorothy and the news guy to the tower. And the professor guy here, the suspicious professor that somehow managed to hide behind here and get to the tower on his own, has joined us for the way back. But first we're going to talk to the various characters before we start heading back. Oh, Estelle, this place is wonderful, isn't it? I'm even starting to wonder if the number of photo quartz is going to be enough. The scenery sure is great, like you say. By the way, what's a photo quartz? It's an ultra-thin crystal circuit fabricated from septium. It's set up so that you can take photographs by burning it with light. That's just what I'd expect from a camera woman, someone who knows the tools of the trade. That reminds me, what's the deal with Joshua? Well, he says he's getting some fresh air. A raven-haired young man standing silently in the flowing breeze. I think I could take a really good picture of that kind of setting. Do you think he'd let me snap a shot of him if I asked? He doesn't seem to be a fan of that kind of stuff. I think he'd probably turn you down. Aww, what a waste. He's probably just shy, right? Oh, I know. If Joshua doesn't want to pose for a photograph, then how about you, Estelle? Would you mind if I took your photograph? Who, me? What do you want to do with a picture of me? Well, you're cute, and I feel this strong aura emanating from you. You might even be able to grace the cover of a magazine. Pass, no matter which way I think about it, that's just not my style. I feel like I just got dumped. Oh well. I wonder what I should take a photograph of next. Oh man. The taste of a cigarette is wonderful. Not true, it tastes like absolute shit. It's the nicotine that he's enjoying. At first, I wasn't in the mood to come do a story in a rural place like Roland, but sometimes these types of places aren't so bad. If you want to be rude like that, then maybe you shouldn't have come at all. No can do. This was a direct order from the editor-in-chief to teach that blockhead girl a thing or two. Otherwise, I'd be all over the kingdom searching for the latest scoop right now. When you say scoop, don't you just mean a gossip for your next article? Not that I have anything against gossip, but reportage is predominantly greater. And in that sense, the place that has my interest peaked is Bose. The Bose region? Did something happen there? A number of large burglaries have taken place, one after another. The identity of the criminals is unknown, but it seems as though the group has got a pair of wings. Wings? Oh. I see an airship, right? Sorry about the background noise. My kittens are busy scaling the curtains. What are they, sky bandits or something? That seems to be the most logical conclusion. But there's also the possibility that this could be an imitative deception by the Erebonian Empire. What? That's impossible! We're supposed to have a peace treaty with them. Sure, but the Empire incurred some heavy losses during the war 10 years ago. They can't do much now that every other nation on the continent has their eye on them, but it could be a way to get back at us. That said, nobody really knows for sure, which is why our job as reporters is to bring these things to light. The Royal Army has also been reported to be making a number of new pushes as well. I tell you what, one of me is just not enough to cover all the news. What do you mean by new pushes? Well, you see, there was a young smart apple in the War College, and it seems that he breathed a bit of new life into the understaffed and outdated Royal Army. I'd really like to figure out a way to get an appointment with the guy. But anyway, cigarettes are the way to go at a time like this. The non-smoking boom in Royal City really has started to feel oppressive. But the more I think about it, this is the one thing I can't quit. Well, that's because it's addictive. But you're right, it is oppressive. Now let's talk to the professor dude. Oh, hi there, Estelle, was it? Is your partner feeling alright? Yeah, he said he just wants to get a bit of fresh air. I see. There certainly is a nice breeze up here, isn't there? I wanted to say, however, that I'm impressed that both of you are bracers at such a young age. If I remember correctly, one must be at least 16 years of age to qualify to become a bracer, right? You sure know your stuff. And that's right, I'm exactly 16 myself. How nice it is to be young. There are limitless possibilities at that age. If I were about 10 years younger, I'd solve the mysteries of all these ancient ruins across the entire continent with these very hands. The entire continent, huh? That's a pretty tall order. Which means that you're not from Libel, right? No, I was born in the Northumbria. But just for the record, I'm not Erebonian. Haha, you don't have to worry about that. Although I hate war with a passion, that hatred isn't directed at the people of the Empire. You lost someone dear to you? Yeah, my mother. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up any painful memories. It's okay. It happened more than 10 years ago. And since then, there's been a new addition to the family. Ah, so you mean that boy over there? Yep, he's like a little brother. Although he's probably trying to act more like the older brother. I wonder why I'm telling you all of this. Usually this is the kind of thing a person tells others. That's perfectly fine. Aren't good relations such a wonderful thing? Are you finally settling down, Socks? By the way, Professor, did you learn anything new about the tower? No. Unfortunately, I'm still as puzzled as I was before I came up here. It seems like I'll need to do a comparative investigation with the other towers. By the other towers, you mean the 3 towers outside of Rutland region, right? Yes, that's right. The Umbrella Tower in the Bose region, the Sephiri Tower in the Rouen region, and the Cornelia Tower in the Zeiss region. So they're all named after gems. It seems as though all of these towers were built around the same time as Esmelis Tower. You're definitely knowledgeable on the subject, that's for sure. Investigation is fine and all, but do try to avoid the dangerous bits. And I know it'll cost you a little, but you might want to consider hiring a bracer as an escort next time. Unfortunately, being a poor scholar doesn't always leave me with the necessary funds. It appears that this device's functions have completely stopped. Under the right circumstances, however, it may be possible to activate it anew. Probably has something to do with this slot here. Are you still feeling sick, Joshua? No, I'm much better. I should be good to head back whenever everyone's ready. I'm relieved to hear that. What brought this on this all on anyway? I doubt it was lack of oxygen in the tower because the rest of us are alright. Maybe it was a sudden fear of heights. I don't think so. Estelle! Ow, I just bit my tongue. Estelle, Joshua. Are you finished taking pictures? You bet I am. I got a lot of good ones too. Then it looks like we're done here. How about we head back to town? Alright, greenhorns, leave the way. I'm counting on you, children. Oh, so skip the trip back. That's a pleasant surprise. That particular journey gets kind of boring after like 24 goes. Thank you so much for escorting me back here. This is the first time I've ever been able to make it back from some ruins without being chased or bitten, or I don't know how to begin to express my appreciation. Notice how he didn't finish that sentence. Seems like he gets attacked frequently by another group of creatures or people. I'm going to assume the latter. You don't need to thank us, it's our duty as bracers. I think you'd be better off hiring some bracers to begin with next time you go off investigating some ruins. My head says yes, but my wallet says no. I'll try and save up a bit though. Well, have a wonderful day and I hope we can all meet again. I think it's about time we said goodbye as well. I was a bit nervous at first, but you kids did a fine job. Let me just say thank you to the both of you. That's what I like to call raw skill. Now don't get all cocky on me. The braces I know would make you two look like a little fledglings, not ready to leave the nest. You're going to need to work harder. I'll try to remember that. What buzzkill. So, the two of you headed back to the company soon? Nah, we're gonna spend a day or so relaxing here in Roland. I need to write up a rough draft for some articles and such. I'll head over to the Orbital factory and get these photographs developed. Take it easy, you two. I guess this is the last of the jobs we got from Dad. They were much tougher than I thought they'd be. Pfft. Weren't tough at all. I agree with you there. I feel like I have a greater awareness now about what it means to be a bracer. It's not just about fighting for justice. There you go again, saying all the right things. But yeah, I guess I get where you're coming from. It seems like we've got a long road ahead of us if we want to succeed in this profession. For the time being, why don't we report into the guild? Sounds like a good idea. Oh, but before we go, how are you doing? Still not feeling well? Thanks for asking, but I'm feeling a lot better now that that suspicious professor's fucked off. But before we go to the guild, let's talk to everyone. No doubt there's been changes. See, this guy's gone. Recently, it seems that there are some sky bandits using an airship to pull off robberies in the Bose region. I'm going to have to be more strict with passenger checks. If a criminal managed to get on board, who knows what might happen. Well, I'll be Alan. You actually sounded responsible for a second. Well, that's because I never forgive myself if I allow some hotties to get in harm's way. Not to mention, it gives me a reason to check out the chicks more closely too. That's two birds with one stone, baby. I was a fool for admiring you. Wrong reasons, right mindset. And let's be real, it doesn't necessarily matter why someone does it, as long as the outcome is good. After the airliners were developed, a lot of people started coming to visit Roland. Before that, it was mostly merchants who came to buy septium, lumber and vegetables. I even hear that the number of people travelling the roads on foot has decreased. You don't get tired riding on an airliner, the reason being they're fast. Oh, that's not... what's wrong with a little bit of exercise, man? That's a repeat statement. That's a repeat statement. Anyone else to talk to up here? Have you heard of the high-speed cruiser Arceo that's used by the royal family? With a hull covered in elegant lines and painted a pure white, it's certainly fitting for those of royalty. In addition, it boasts the best engine that orbital technology can offer, and it's said to have the highest performance output in the world. Wait. Now this is a bit of a spoiler, but if I'm not mistaken, the later Cold Steel games, where Arceo is commandeered by the Erebonians. Although it might just be a different ship with the same name. You know how it goes. Estelle, Joshua, I heard about your admirable performance at the farm and the mine. A number of guests have been asking about you as well. Keep up the good work. Oh, first of all, get a bit of rest. I can't remember if there's any fights soon. Oh, she disappeared quickly. To the chapel. Well there, it appears to me that your faces seem a bit older and wiser. I'm glad to see that you have matured in body and mind. I'd be very concerned if my face looked older and wiser after just one day. Recently, some of the children have come to see me on non-Sunday school days. I'm glad I became a sister. Oh, I'd hate it. Children suck. The door is locked. The door's locked, and yet... Wait. Well, that's interesting. If I'm not mistaken, the textures have changed. It's almost like it's trying to indicate some grapple hooks were used. Why would the texture change unless something happened? I'm spoiling, I know. Let's talk to everyone before we get into that, because no doubt that's the next main quest. Well, how are you, Estelle and Joshua? The two of you have really grown up, haven't you? Although I'd like you to try and act a bit more ladylike, Estelle. I'll try and pay attention to that. Bull. Hey there. I've been hearing great things about you kids. I hear that you've been knocking out jobs one after another. You've made some successful strides from your part-time job working here for me. Cassius, Sherazade, and now the two of you. Roland's braces are the best, hands down. Should I buy anything? Could do with some armor, but really it's not that necessary. Joshua could do with some better shoes though, but once again, not really necessary. Recently, it seems like whenever I go out on the street, I get a lot of strange looks. It appears my mom started up the bride hunt again. When I first heard about what was going on, I thought I was going to die of sheer embarrassment. No matter how many times I tell her to knock it off, she just keeps doing it. What am I going to do? The bride hunt. Oh, itchy nose. Might want to get a few more views. Don't need that. How many have I got of views? Ooh. Flashlight. Almost 5 grand on eggs. Not eggs, milk. And it'll be 10 grand on the steak. I'll get 10 of those, so I can make a few of the items. And I'll get 5 of these. Anything I have that I can sell? No. What about you? Got a load of time setup, but I don't want to really give that up because that's a really valuable one. But I suppose I can give up 100. And just make up a little bit of the losses. So how's the bride hunt, Bloom? Aren't you Cassius's daughter, Estelle? Was it? Yeah. You look rather healthy and seem to be like a cheerful young girl at that. So how do you feel about becoming my son's new wife? Excuse me. Me? It seems like the young girls these days don't mind marrying older men, right? Now hold on just a darn minute. So is that a no? Admittedly, my son isn't as handsome as your boyfriend over there with the black hair. If she thinks he's her boyfriend, why is she asking directly in front of him? Jesus. You boy, make sure to make Estelle happy, you got me? This nutjob lady is totally mistaken. We probably just play along before things get more complicated. With all these women working nowadays, it's hard work finding a bride for my son. Because they're not all up for gossip columns. And drinking tea in the cafes and all that stuff. And yes, I know that's stereotypes. I have absolutely no clue what women would usually get up to. My papa's been asking me some weird things. Like who'd I choose? Luke or Pat? Bit early to be thinking about that, Gramps. Renon's mother came here looking for a bride. My Uni is way too young for the likes of him. But I can't allow Uni's husband to be any less of a man than myself. It's odd to see fate so heated up about something. It looks like the realization that he's the father and young daughter is setting in. You seem to be a good match for my daughter, Joshua. But I'm going to have to fail you. Huh? The reason being, you're too damn handsome. It's not that you've done anything wrong, but I can just see you having serious girl trouble someday. Yeah, I can totally see that too. Joshua is completely out of touch with reality. He doesn't even notice that kind of stuff. And therein lies another problem. I think it's you who's out of touch with reality. And Joshua, you're much too old for uni, you know that? That's another fail right there. Old people, right? I received word from my husband today that he'll be finished up work with his current job. I think I better cook something extra special. The longer we are apart, the deeper the bonds grow between my husband and I. I'm so excited. Listen. My daddy's coming home. I hope he'll be home soon. I want to play. My father has stopped complaining about the work my husband does, but it does look like he's holding his tongue all the time. I'm sure he'd feel much better if he just said what he felt. You can't please this woman. He's going easy on the poor lad. Shut your mouth. The young kids these days not only tend to focus on profit as a way to gain acceptance from others. But back in my day, if we wanted to be accepted, we had to work hard. It's like my daughter says, we'll have to watch these kids with a careful eye. You see, he's even listening to you. Always with the complaining. Poor guy can't win. Estelle, Joshua, I heard that you two had your fair share of accomplishments. I tell you what, I'm flubbing something fierce today. Accomplishments lately. Let's see, you drove off the fiends from Perzel Farm, you rescued miners of Amalgam Mine, and the last time you escorted some reporters, right? Wow, you certainly know a lot for your age. Yeah, I sure do. I wish those reporters would hire me. I think I'm perfect for the job of a reporter. Yeah, that's probably true. But the bad news, huh? That's a magazine my dad always reads. The cover always has somebody really famous or popular. What do we have here? A handsome bracer if I've ever seen one. How about taking a nap with little old me? I'll have to take a rain check on that one. She's still flirting, huh? Some news reporters came to do a story on your dad. My dad's a soldier of Royal Army, but he's pretty plain and boring compared to bracers, isn't he? Yeah, bracers are definitely cooler than soldiers. The only reason is because they get to dress how they want to. That's pretty much the only difference. At least in terms of the intention, you know? The bracers who helped Pat seem to be active recently. I heard they're a pair of young bracers, a boy and a girl. That boy is especially well spoken of by the wives' circle as being quite the cutie. Joshua's a hunk to all of these desperate housewives. Thanks to a number of well-known bracers in Roland, we can live free of worry. You know, The world news is selling like hotcakes lately. Up until just recently, it was a minor magazine circulated around the royal city. Though they're complete opposites, my grandson Luke appears to get along with his neighbour Pat. I wish Luke would pick up a few good things from Pat, rather than the other way round. Not saying he should become a pushover though. The whole monster scare has finally settled down at the mine. Now I can finally eat and relax a meal. He never stops eating. Estelle, listen to this. The other day, Mr. Reno's mother dropped by and asked me out of the blue if I wanted to marry her son. I haven't felt so surprised since Sherazade fell off the table when she was dancing, but I had to turn it down. When I'm ready, I want to be able to choose my own partner. Mr. Bruno's getting older, and I'm sure that's why his mother is worried about him. And it looks like she'd fit well right into the housewife circle. Oh, hey there, Estelle and Joshua. I saw some crazy quick monsters of the Milchmain Road the other day. Just when I thought they were charging me, they took off running. Seriously, what were those things? That was probably those rabbit-looking things from the farm. All the monsters of the Bracer Guild. All the members of the Bracer Guild can hold their liquor. Sherazade is like a booze sponge, but even Cassius can down more than a few rounds. But Aina is the most surprising of them all. I heard the same thing from Sherazade. Aina's supposed to be pretty amazing in the liquor department. That's right, she can drink at the same pace as Sherazade. On top of that, her face never gets red and she acts totally normal. I think that's much better than having your ear talked off by Shera. In any case, the Bracer Guild is one to be reckoned with at the bar. Oh, except for that Ridge fellow. One drink and he's a goner. I'm just astounded that there's anyone who can drink at the same pace as Sherazade. That's what makes Aina doubly surprising. It's time I started thinking about a new menu. I'm going to have all the staff here give me their ideas for the new menu. Maybe I should listen what she thinks too. Always a good idea to mix things up a bit, but not too often. And don't get rid of the classics. We started this restaurant before my husband and I were married. That's why we have such a special fondness for the place. So I find myself deeply moved when I see our daughter, Elissa, helping around here as well. It looks like it's the end of the episode this time, so I'm going to leave you here. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.